From a Muslim fat loss coach who's lost 37 kilos, here are 4 harsh realities that you will learn on your fat loss journey. One of the main and important things that you will learn on your fat loss journey is that you are in fact your own worst enemy. That usually looks like self-sabotage. It looks like procrastination. It looks like starting again on Monday. It looks like every time you make an effort to do the right thing, you end up binging, you end up skipping the gym again, and you just end up not taking yourself seriously and then thinking, well, you know what, this is not working. Maybe we'll try again in January. You are your number one worst enemy when it comes to finally getting started. Most ladies have all the means that they need to get started. All you need is a good mindset and a now mindset. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not next month, not when I come back on holiday, not when this happens or that happens, now. If you are someone who's constantly telling yourself, inshallah next week, inshallah January, I'm telling you, you will never be able to stick to this. This is not about having a fresh start. Your fresh start can start today. It can start in your next meal. It can start within the next hour. You do not have to wait for an official day for you to make changes. And this is why I say you are your own worst enemy. You are self-sabotaging. Every time you make a good decision, you end up subconsciously telling yourself that maybe I can't do this, and then making the wrong choice again. And then you end up in a cycle of never achieving the things that you want to achieve. Stop telling yourself that you can't do this. Stop telling yourself that it's impossible. It is possible. With the right mindset, with the right guidance, and with the right willpower, you can achieve the best physique that you could have ever thought that you can actually achieve. Another reason why you are your worst enemy is you're simply too kind to yourself. You have no self-accountability. Instead of telling yourself, well, I slipped up, that wasn't good, we probably need to try a little bit harder, and finding out the reasons why you're not able to stick to what you're sticking to and really reflecting is the reason why you can't get fit. Oh, now is not a good time. Oh no, I'm not feeling good. Oh no, I've not slept very well. Oh no, I can't be bothered. Oh no, I'm not in the right mood. Stop. You're too kind. The reason why you're still overweight and unfit is simply because you're too kind to yourself. Stop being so kind. You see, most ladies want to hire a coach like myself so I can tell you the things that you are unable to tell yourself. I will tell you it's okay to be tired and still exercise. It's okay to be in a low mood and still exercise. It's okay to eat healthy even though you don't enjoy the food. These things are okay. Now, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy food, but sometimes it's okay to eat foods that you don't necessarily love in order for you to achieve the things that you really want to achieve. When you start telling yourself that I need to do better and start being a little bit firmer and harsher with yourself, you're going to start achieving better results. And another thing is you never ask for help. I sometimes think this is out of arrogance and thinking that you can do it yourself. Well, if you're someone who's been doing it alone and you've tried to do it alone and it's not worked, what makes you think it's going to work this time? If you need to ask for help, be it from a family member, be it from your husband, parents, siblings, or friends in regards to maybe motivation or accountability, or maybe hire a coach, you will be able to achieve so much more with support. That can look like having an accountability partner. That can look like someone giving you the knowledge that you need in order to get from A to B. You don't need to know it all. And don't be a know-it-all, because nobody knows everything. You have to work on understanding that maybe there are things that you are doing wrong, that you should probably reach out to someone and ask them, hey, I'm currently doing A, B, and C and it's not working. What do you think if I change things around, and what can I do to make things better? If you don't ask for help and you think that you know it all because you once lost 10 kilos whilst cutting out carbohydrates on keto diet, then go ahead and do the keto diet again. But before you tell me that the keto diet worked or it didn't work because you've gained 10 kilos back and more, because if what you're currently doing right now is not working, then clearly you need another method. So the bottom line is, do not be your own worst enemy. Ask for help, stop self-sabotaging, and stop procrastinating. The second point is going to seem a little bit harsh, but it's something that needs to be said. As you guys know, I'm not really a coach that sugarcoats things. You will find out on your weight loss journey that you're actually a people pleaser, that you don't know how to say no. You never know how to tell people I'm on a health journey and I don't really want to eat that. You're going to realize not only in regards to your health journey, but also in regards to your own personality. You will notice that because you're insecure about your body and how you look, you start saying yes to things that you want to say no. You want to be the kind lady. You want to be the person that is funny. You want to be the person that overcompensates because you don't feel secure within yourself. You want to be that person that will accept anything simply simply because you know that you may not get anything else, and you can apply that information wherever applicable. And this applies to everyone, including myself. When you are overweight and you're insecure, when you know you don't look the part, where whenever you dress up, you don't feel beautiful and you don't feel feminine and you don't feel amazing, you are usually overcompensating somewhere else. You're overcompensating with your personality. You're overcompensating with being nice. You're overcompensating with being funny. You're overcompensating by saying yes to things that you know that you should be saying no. When someone says, oh, please, can you just do it? Oh, yes, I will. You do people favors, although you don't have time for it. You sacrifice other people over your own needs. These are all signs of people that are people pleasing simply because they don't feel secure within themselves, or maybe a deeper other reason. And it may be a little bit hard for you to come to terms with that. But if you're listening to this and this does sound like you, just know that these are things that do change within your weight loss journey. And the more confident you become, the more you start to have boundaries and tell others, listen, I'm not going to accept that. And no, thank you. And jazakallah khair, maybe next time, etc. These are things that do get better within your weight loss journey. Even if we're looking at marriage, for example, a lot of ladies that are insecure within themselves, a lot of ladies that don't feel they're very beautiful or feminine. And this doesn't mean that just because you're overweight and unhealthy, it means you're not beautiful or feminine. Sometimes you can find that in a marriage, you are the person that is being low maintenance. You don't need this. You don't need that. You don't need a gift. You don't need to go on holiday. No, it's okay. All these things, they're not important. And I'm not saying that they are important. I'm just saying that they are things that every woman does want. But because you feel like you don't really look the part, you're a little bit lacking in confidence, you're a little bit lacking in security. So you want to be the low maintenance wife so that at least, even if you don't look the part, at least you're not being difficult. You see, having boundaries and having standards should never be considered to be difficult. I'm not trying to say that you should be difficult. I'm just saying that if you are someone that has these traits simply because they're insecure, these are things that you do have to work on. And this doesn't just apply to marriage. It also applies to friendships. Being that friend that's always doing favors for others, being that friend that's always doing the runaround, being that friend that is, being as kind and so low maintenance as possible just because you're insecure is only going to come back to bite you. Most ladies that are constantly people pleasing, most ladies that are always feeling like they need to be low maintenance eventually do burn out. Because you can't be superwoman. You can't do everything and you can't always put yourself down because you feel insecure. Another harsh reality that you're going to learn is that 70% of fat loss is saying no to other people. And this isn't just about fat loss. Even if you're just trying to maintain a healthy body, a healthy physique, you find yourself in the constant state of saying, Jazakallah khair. No, thank you. I'm okay. No, really, I've already had lunch. No, thank you. I don't want to. No, I need to go to the gym. No, I need to do my steps. No, I can't do that right now. This comes from a healthy place where you're trying to put yourself first. But I do want to warn you that this doesn't last very long. This stage of you constantly saying no is only the beginning of your weight loss or your fitness journey. Saying no to takeaways, saying no to family gatherings because you have a gym session booked that you already booked ahead of time. Not that you should be prioritizing the gym over family, but I'm just saying your boundaries are your boundaries. And sometimes you find yourself constantly repeating yourself. I can't eat this. I'm currently following a healthy plan. These things become very difficult because you don't want to be perceived to be the person being difficult, but you're not being difficult. It's just your boundaries. So the more you say no, the more people are going to realize that so-and-so doesn't do this. And this is not her way of doing it. And people just respect that. It does take a little bit of time, but eventually you will get there. But if you keep saying no, and then going back on your word and saying yes, people are not going to take you seriously. If you have a specific thing that you are following in regards to your fitness, say no to the thing that is going to contradict that. So number 4, I think, is one of the most important points. But people start treating you differently. When you're overweight, unhealthy, not confident and insecure, you may find that sometimes you feel invisible. Like people don't really see you. People don't really take much notice of you. When you start being fit, and your physique has changed and your aura's changed, your character's changed, you're more disciplined now, you take care of yourself now, people start to notice you a little bit more. People that never noticed you before are now noticing you. People that never used to talk to you before now talk to you. People now respect you a little bit more. People respect your boundaries a little bit more. There's someone who once said online, there's something called skinny privilege. Now, this isn't about being skinny. I always say none of the YouTube videos that I do or anything on my Instagram is about being skinny. It's about being healthy. When you outwardly look healthy and you outwardly seem confident, people treat you accordingly. The video that I saw about having skinny privilege is literally about the way that the world treats you when you look physically attractive. And this doesn't just apply to men and women. I'm talking even about women with women, family members, parents, siblings, etc. All of these things are applicable. You'll start to notice that people care more about you now. People care about your opinions now. People want to hear what you have to say. People want to hang out with you now. Is this something that I agree with? Absolutely not. But has it happened to hundreds of women? Absolutely. And this is the unspoken truth about getting fit. Another way that people start to treat you differently is now you're in charge. This could be because now you are more confident to be in charge. You see, once you've gotten fit and you've been able to lose fat, and that takes a lot of discipline and a lot of work, your confidence becomes higher because now you know that you are someone that can take the lead. So you start taking the lead. You start to become a little bit more of a decision maker. You start to become that person that is going to say their opinion and that you don't agree with this and that actually we should do things like this. You start making more rules, which I think is very healthy for a woman because it shows that you have a character and a personality. And a lot of women that are insecure, these are two things that they lack: a character and a personality. Another thing that I noticed about being on a fitness journey is some people will pretend that they don't see your progress. You know that you've lost 25, 30, 35 kilos, especially if you've got a coach like me. And visually you look different. And some people literally can't stand the fact that you've achieved those things. I will never tell you, hey, you look amazing. You've changed. You look so confident. You look so bright. You look elegant. Some people can't say nice things. And you'll start to notice that these people are those that are close to you. Your closest friends, your closest family members will pretend that they didn't see all the efforts that you've been making, the progress that you've been making. In fact, sometimes you'll notice that they'll even try to put you down. You don't need to lose weight anyway. You don't need to get fit anyway. You're looking a bit muscly. You're looking a bit manly. And FYI, unless you're taking testosterone, you're not going to get bulky. Point I'm trying to make here is that not everyone is going to be happy for you. I'm not saying that this is typical for everyone, but these are definitely things to look out for when you are on your fitness journey. So as someone who's been through some of these things and having clients that have also gone through these things, these are the harsh realities of fitness and fat loss. So you either need to be the person that knows these things and you're ready because you saw this video, you are ready for them, or maybe you're someone who's already experiencing them. Let me know in the comments if you're someone that has experienced any of these things. The list definitely does go on. And if you're someone that needs support in your fat loss journey and you're someone that is trying to lose 20, 25, 30, 35 kilos and you really want to change your life and you really want to be that lady that wants to be secure, that you don't want to be not confident anymore. You don't want to be that person that puts yourself down to make people feel better. You don't want to be that person that people step all over and you don't want to be a people pleaser anymore. Go on Instagram, type in Mariam Motivates, pop me a follow and DM me the word help. And as always, I'm Mariam from Mariam Motivates and I help ladies just like you feel secure, feel confident, and transform their bodies to be the best that they've ever been in their entire life. Pop me a follow on Mariam Motivates on Instagram, and we'll see you in our next video.